Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Nav.it Files. I'm here at home, but it looks like Erin's in the car joining us today. Hey Erin.
Hi guys. Hi ladies. Every time.
I know.
Hi ladies. Oh,
I'm
I'm
working on it everywhere, to be honest.
It was from birth. We were trained.
Yeah, we were. It's hard to change. So we have some exciting topics to talk about today. Let's kick it off with one of our favorite topics of self-care. Do you have time for yourself?
Such a good one. No. But what I did do, I wonder if I'm going to share it. So, we have a call that we love. We're so grateful to be part of this group, but often they want you to be on video. And at the time I could not deal with video. And so I did not do video, even though I felt guilty, back to the feminine guilt, but it was just not in a place. So that felt like self-care.
I go back and forth with the whole video conference. Like I like for our internal teams to do it, but also when it's like a 15-minute sync or a 30-minute sync, like I don't like to be on video for 2 hours. Cause like, obviously, first of all, it's me. I'm definitely eating within a 2-hour window. Really like a 45-minute window. I always
water, right, and you like have to move out of the screen to like have a bite.
Did you see me on video today? I was eating, so it was. But I had breakfast, and this meeting is like from my time 11 to 1, so it's complicated. Yeah, it's a complicated hour. So, and I wanted to ski, and I didn't want to ski in the early morning because it's been really cold. So I was going to ski after the meeting, which means like lunch wasn't going to be until 2:30.
Yes.
So I was on the video and I was in my office and I was like literally like pounding peanuts and like peanuts were like falling from my mouth. But since Erin doesn't like to be on video, I have to be the good co-founder that
that is not
follows
true.
The rules.
That is not true, but I'm so grateful. Yeah, one of us does have to be.
That's amazing. If it was a more serious, if it was a more traditional group of people, I probably would be like a little bit more put together.
Well, it just depends. So for me, like I agree with you completely. There are times and places for videos, and if I can pre-plan and if it's shorter, then I'm all for video. Like I love our syncs, our half-hour syncs on video, because then you're hashing out. Everyone's contributing. You're hashing out these conversations.
Totally.
When the vast majority of the time you are not talking, I feel like, and in my world, our worlds of like remote work, like if I can squeeze in a workout in between that time and this time before I have to get ready to go to that meeting, then I would much rather look like not have to look good.
Right. Exactly. I completely agree. But I also feel like I'm trying to like normalize workout apparel in the work environment.
I agree. But like, girl, I had like, my hair was like sticking up this way. Like we were late. I was just on time and everything. I literally had my like stocking cap on, no makeup. I had like, there was no way that I was going to get on a video.
Yeah, fair enough.
Everything was wrong.
Fair enough. I love it. I have a quick self-care. I prioritized the ski, which like everybody should move to places like Sun Valley or Sun Valley because you can work remotely, and for 2 other reasons. One, I was 3 minutes from the Olympic ski trails, so I got an awesome 45-minute workout in skiing.
Amazing.
And then in between my office and the trail, so in between that 3-minute drive is the gym. So then I went to the gym to shower, but the gym at $90 a month has a steam and sauna. So
no.
I'm kind of cold. I'm going to take 10 minutes and sit in the steam.
No.
And I did all of that in an hour and a half and was back at my desk.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I'm not sure you should share this. People are just going to be jealous and angry.
It's like, yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, we need to get to topics that are like,
yes, okay, marketing. Yes, that was great though. Congratulations. Good job on self-care.
Thank you. So I will go first with the marketing play for the day, which is stemming from some interesting conversations we've been having around brand identity. So I am taking it upon myself to flesh out some creative things that we can't seem to get our creative team to align on. So what that means is I've spent all of my time today thinking about our brand identity. And I find that the best ways to go through like deep creative dives like this is to like create a process for it. And so the best kind of process for brand identity exploration, let's just say, is to basically hone in on your existing messaging. So literally open up a Google Doc and write out all of your content channels, and then go through each of those channels and screenshot, just do the visuals, like even if it's a title with an image or whatever, say for a blog post, and then paste onto the page, like say your top 7 visuals or the top 7 topics across each of your channels that you really love. And then do the exact same thing with the top ones that either you don't love from your own brand or from a competitor's brand that's super close to you. Yeah. So for instance, something that would be super close to you is having the same target audience and in the same industry. Target audience is almost more important than industry and offering because it speaks to your voice rather than your like deliverables, right? Does that make sense? So, yep. So once you go through that really, really awfully painful process of dissecting all the things you've done wrong in the year, also do all the
lessons learned. There is no such thing as failure.
Exactly. There's no such thing as failure. And it's kind of like how I think I spoke about this a few weeks ago when we were doing user research, where you like codify all of these like mentions and comments and feedback that you get to try and like systematize your learning. So basically you go in and like identify your own feedback, and you're like, okay, well, I'm talking about, I had 6 points on this one post that I really liked. Like, what were the points about? And then how does that get to the identity? And so the next portion is basically like pulling out key, say, adjectives that define your descriptions of the things you like about yourself. Yeah. And then do the same things with the negatives, right? So it's like, we are a brand centered around collaboration, not combativeness or singularity, right? Yeah. So it's like the if and then. And then that should bring you to, I don't like to do more than 6. Honestly, I like to do 3 to 4, but our design team have already defined 6 kind of key brand characteristics. So, that can be something like bookworm or, like I said, collaborative or collaborator, like whatever your key identifiers for your kinds of content that you're producing, and then put it into a table. So you do like ambitious, driven, brave. Okay. And then the other columns are the description. And then the next column after the description is the do's. And then the next column after that are the don'ts. And so that then has given you a clear path towards what your brand is trying to emulate and what your kind of identity is supposed to convey, compared to not only competitors, but also compared to the stuff that you don't think is working in your own brand.
I love that.
So it was a really tangible one for my marketing plan of the day.
Yeah, no, it's really tangible.
I just did it all day. I figured I'd talk about it.
I love it. And the other thing that's so profound to me is like, you from not coming from a marketing perspective, you see these like beautifully executed videos, you see, people's brands just sing, and you're like, it looks so easy and so simple. And yet there's so much behind it, and so much, it can cost a lot of money, but also there's just so much to make it perfect that it's always interesting this has been a great experience for me to go through this whole process and see, and it's iterative.
Yes. And it is also, it's very process heavy. Like it's very time intensive. Yeah. People are going to hate me for saying this. If you're true to yourself, it's not hard.
Just depends on where you're at. I think so. That's actually a great point.
Depends on how honest you are with like where you stand to date. And I think that if you go through the motions of saying like, okay, I'm going to create a brand identity doc. I'm like, well, how am I going to go about this? And you, just like your finances, like if you learn the process, it's like when people say that they're not creative, it just kills me. You are creative.
Everyone's
you
creative.
Have to take the time to think through the thing you want to be creative about.
Yeah.
And that's where, I mean, we can talk about agency all day long, but.
Well, I think I really like you saying, like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like we could be doing something wrong. Like we aren't perfect, right? So like being really honest with yourself, and also being driven by like process and intellect, and letting your intuition play in, be like, like logically it sounds good, but there's just, my gut is saying there's something off. You know, I think that's what we've done this whole process. So yes, it's perfect. In light of the fact we don't want to be 40 minutes.
Yes, okay, sorry. So we're again going to dive away from finances. We did the last one on 401ks, so we want to lighten it up a little bit and talk about hiring.
Yes.
So Erin.
Hiring. Okay. So so we're talking specifically early stage startups here when you don't have a lot of money. That's where we'll go with first. Oh yeah, it feels so painful. But it's been really interesting to kind of, again, it's the intellect and the intuition, right? So what you know in the next 3 months of your roadmap, 6 months of your roadmap are looking at your team. This is what like leadership needs to do, right? Looking at your team from a kind of objective perspective, not subjective, and say, okay, it's almost like a chess game. Do these players have the skill sets that we need to get the next 6 months accomplished? And usually, I mean, so far one of the things you have to do in startup is go very lean. So sometimes there's a question of, do you bring it in-house? Do you pay someone? There's a lot of liability. There's a lot of administration. There's a lot of like heaviness to that. You have to pay Social Security. There's a lot going on with employees, healthcare, versus do you keep it as a contractor, and do you keep it, but do you need it full-time? So is it part-time, full-time, retainer? It's always this kind of balancing act that you're doing based on your finances, roadmap, and then resources.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that we've done, and it's just been kind of what I've done instinctively, is we start to kind of formulate, I see this need coming. Mm-hmm. I start to talk to my network about, what have you, like, and we were doing this with this last hire, like talking to people about, have you seen a person that can kind of do this, kind of work out in the industry? Is that something that is a job, or do we need to create a job? Because often in this startup world, you need someone that is a little bit of a unicorn that can do 3 things. And and so for me, the core of this has been, so then you do a job description and, we put it out and we see what comes back. Mm-hmm. But for me, the core is finding the right people that have the skill sets that are ambitious. They're self-starters. They have a desire to have independence in their work and be able to, so we do remote work, but that's in general, it doesn't have to be remote work. It's just someone that is completely able to self-manage and then take feedback and be part of a team, but also just be let go to do their thing. And that, I think, some of the qualities and characteristics in your hiring are probably more important than actually the skill set, because you're making it up as you go half the time. Like, they need core skill sets, but really they just need to be smart and self-starters to be able to figure what you need out, because there is no one good job description, right? You are literally doing 5 different things. We all our dev is doing, our CTO that's a full stack developer is also our UX UI designer. Like, I mean, he's helping us with strategy. Like, there are a million different things, so you really need the personality that can live and survive in this kind of environment. And then you kind of build out the job.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Like, also, I am such a huge proponent of especially young people trying to figure out where they want to fall within a business landscape to go work for a startup. Like, it's a good time in your life.
Yes.
To take a bit of a pay cut and to literally learn everything. And if you do it right, like, you do your job and then you create and manage the jobs of 5 other people that the founders or the leadership don't even know that they need yet. That is how you work in
totally
landscape, and that is how you get ahead very quickly.
And I think that is a very specific personality. I know at 21 you don't necessarily know your desired work environment, but literally it is, if you have ambition and you have drive and you want to like go create and make stuff happen, a startup place is the perfect place to be, because you're never going to have like strict structure and it iterates so much. So, but if that makes you nervous and you need people to tell you what to do, this is not the place for you.
Exactly. Like you should be telling leadership what to do, not the
other. It should be collaboration, talking to other people, talking to 5 different departments that you don't really know why, but understanding what is. I mean, it's like it's so fun, but it's definitely personality.
Totally. I love it. And I also think that looking for soft skills and having like a clear, concise soft skill set that I think translates across different departments and different needs is so important, because people say like, oh, you want differing minds. You do want diversity in your like thought process. Definitely. But you do want people, especially in a small environment like startup, to have similar soft skills so that you know that they work well together.
Yes. And this like soft skills of like communication, respect, empathy, team spirited. Those exactly. You know what? So final point here. We had the other thing that I look for. So anyone wanting to go into startups is no drama. Like we had some people on our team for a period of time that you could tell were kind of talking in the back and kind of gossiping and like absolutely unacceptable. And in this world, like you're all trying to do the same thing. So like don't like that office politics and the cattiness or the I don't know, the entitlement that like something should be some other way, should be this way. Like no, like in this world nothing should be anyway. This world is creation and go.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Okay, well let's wrap up with our favorite topic. Do you have a real talk today?
Some real talk. I have no good real talk. I was gonna say I found this really awesome skirt. It's my high-waisted skirt. It's super cute, and I wear it right before I'm gonna get my period. Thank you very much. I know you hate it when I talk about periods. I love it so
much. Okay, well that's great. I'm glad that's working out for you.
Oh my God, when you I am so excited for you. There are 2 things that are going to happen. When you get your IUD out and you start having periods, and when you have a baby. I can't wait.
I know. I have a source delivering it.
Can't do it. Okay.
I'm doing research in Sweden about like making babies and test like to term and test.
Oh my God! Yes, I saw Dolly. Wasn't that the sheep, the first cloned sheep?
Yeah.
She's taxidermied in the Edinburgh Museum. Oh anyways, go ahead. What's your real talk?
I have to, I mean, maybe I'll save my real talk for tomorrow, but did I feel guilty today? I did feel guilty today, and I tried to resolve it, and then it was too late. So I was like rushing around doing a ton of things today. Okay, so I had a really challenging call in the morning, which everybody knows on a Thursday, especially like before a holiday. Nobody needs a challenging call with people that are combative. Nobody needs that.
Your blood pressure went up.
Of course, I forgot my ski. I was so excited about my like new ski trajectory for my new office and blah, blah, blah. I forgot my ski stuff. So I had to go back right before this meeting. And in the meantime, I saw my mom had texted me. So I was in the car and I just called her. And she, bless her heart, at 65, cannot do like an e-invite. It's just not happening. And she sent a ton before, but there's something wrong with the site or whatever. And I knew that this has been going on for like a week, but I haven't had time to like get myself over there and like try to walk through the process on her iPad. And she was really struggling with it. And she's like, "Can you come over?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm really sorry. I can't come over. I'm in between meetings. I have to do this." And so I texted her feeling really guilty at the end of the day. And I was like, "Can I come over and do it really quickly and help you?" She's like, "I figured it out, but I did it wrong. So now all the times are messed up." And I was like, I'm like, I feel guilty, but like I have other things to do, and I have other things to do, and you know, this is life. You cannot see everybody all the time.
No. And you did offer when you were available. It's not like you left her totally in the lurch.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
So are you going to fix it though?
Maybe it's like warranted guilt today, which I guess I should take.
Warranted guilt. Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about guilt. We'll have to talk about this in another one. But like, yeah, I mean, is it warranted? Like, is it warranted something? Like, I didn't want to put my video on. That was totally selfish. Like, kind of feel guilty because I could have. But is that something, to feel guilty about when you like just have a boundary you need to set?
But I think that's the point, right? It's like, this is why we're doing this like noting process of guilt, because it's not like, maybe the mom thing is a little bit warranted, but like your thing is not warranted. It could have been selfish, but you shouldn't feel guilty.
Right. Or that I could not have organized my day any differently. Right. Like we take on that.
We distracted with how like ratchet you looked. Like that wasn't going to be a productive conversation either. So like
wearing my hat,
more engaged because you were on video.
I was more engaged, frankly. Thank you. That's true. I would not have wanted to speak in my video if I just stare at my face with that hat on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
All right, see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.